Our sixth inductee tonight is in the manager category. He is from Detroit, Michigan, and he is Mr. Darryl Latimer. Over the past few years, while announcing the Women's Major World Series, I've watched Darryl lead his incognito team into the series many times. I've always thought that the traits of a great manager are someone who can be tough enough to get the most out of their players, smart enough to manage the intricacies of a game situation, kind enough that his players actually want to play for him, and selfless enough to always make it about the we and not about the me. And that describes the Darryl Latimer that I've observed. Our game simply can't have enough leaders like him. And so now to tell you a bit more about Darryl's long and successful managerial career, his many, many contributions to the game of softball, I'd ask you to again direct your attention to the video screens so we can learn more.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing the next Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Darryl Latimer. In 1996, myself and 3 other ladies decided to start a new team called Incognito. Darryl had helped coach other local teams, but we wanted him as our head coach. So in 1997, we began our journey as a local C team, playing league ball and tournament balls around Michigan. 28 seasons later, Incognito is a competitive major team, and that's because of Darryl's commitment and dedication. So it's truly fitting that he's being recognized this evening for the many years he's dedicated to women's softball. Numbers are always a good quantifiable way to look at accomplishments. So let's look at a few numbers. 149, the number of times Incognito has finished in the top 3 of the tournament. 79, the number of championship titles the team has won over the years. 63 of those were just regular season tournament championships, but 16 were world championship titles, and 7 of those were USSSA world championship titles. Those numbers are very special because Darryl didn't assemble a group of the best players from around the country. He poured his talent and time into developing championship ball players while adding a few pieces year after year. As a manager, Darryl is intense, he's competitive, and he demands the best from anyone on his field. I don't care if you're a ball player, an umpire, a director, he'll give you hell if he thinks you're not giving your all. But it's his players. His players truly love and respect him. So I'm going to close with words from 3 of them. Tiffany Smith says, playing for Darryl has been an incredible experience. His deep knowledge of the game shines through in every tournament. But what really sets him apart is his ability to motivate and connect with every player on a personal level. He cares not just about our performance, but about us as people. His big heart and genuine care for the team makes playing for him a privilege. Ashley Mack says, Coach, your dedication and passion for this sport has truly been inspiring, and I feel incredibly fortunate to have you as my coach. What you have built over the years with Incognito is amazing. Without your dedication, a lot of women would not be able to play the game that they love. Thank you for being such a positive influence. I look forward to continuing to learn and grow under your mentorship and bringing home a major title in orange and blue. And finally, Darryl is what you call a generational coach. He has devoted 3 decades to the sport and his players. He has established an organization that transcends softball, investing countless hours and sacrificing personal aspirations to give back to his players. It's never about him. It's always about the team. Darryl has provided opportunities to numerous women, some of whom may not have had them otherwise. There's a reason I've played for this man for 15 seasons. He is passionate, he is family, He is one hell of a coach. Let's go win a major so we both can ride off into the sunset. Love you, D. Patricia Barlow. Join me in welcoming and congratulating Darryl Latimer.
And now to introduce tonight's sixth Hall of Fame inductee, it's my pleasure to present the woman whose voice you just heard. She is an Incognito co-founder, a former player, the current manager of team operations, and Darryl's partner in crime, Ms. Nicole Points.
Good evening. I know it's the manager category, but for us, Darryl is our CEO, our manager, our coach, our practice person, our sponsor, our everything. And on behalf of the ladies that play for him, just want to congratulate him and invite him to the mic. Thank you.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank you, USSSA, and the Hall of Fame Committee for this honor. I'd also like to congratulate all the other inductees. First, I'd like to thank my father for introducing me to softball. My father played softball, so I've been at a softball field most of my life, dating back to like 1971. I've been coaching sports ever since I was 17. I have been managing women's softball for 30 years. I don't think anyone goes into coaching for the accolades that they may receive. Instead, you do this to help people reach their full potential as an athlete and for a team to reach its ultimate goal of a championship. I'd like to thank Nicole for that introduction. Without a doubt, I share this honor with her. I never imagined that we would accomplish so much together. When she asked me to coach Incognito, which was a new team, I had coached Nicole and some of the ladies previously on other teams. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't expect to be here 30 years later. One of the things they always laugh at me about, I would say, when someone throws a ball away or do something bonehead, why? And the other players will laugh at that player, and that player would look like, well, what am I supposed to say to that? Tell me why you did it. So they would laugh at that. But speaking of team, I would like to thank my Incognito family, and I do mean family. Incognito was started in the 90s, and the relationships I've developed with the players go far beyond the field, and is way more important than any wins or losses. So I want to say thank you to every woman who has trusted me to be a part of their development, trusted me to steer their softball career, and trusted me enough to join the Incognito family. One of the things I'm most proud of is being a part of the growth of the women's program. Seeing the women receive bat contracts, even seeing women with their names on signature bats is definitely one of my managing highlights. I also would like to thank Clay Dickey for all the support for the women's program, and thank you for the national sponsor. I'd like to thank the national sponsors for the support in the women's program. But I must thank Jason Kendricks and Brant Helmer, who have personally worked with me to secure contracts for some of the women on my team. So thank you. Finally, I'm most proud of the accomplishments of the Incognito organization. We started as a local team out of Detroit, winning our first world tournament in 2003. We are entering our 29th season and have 16 world championships under our belt, 7 being with USSSA, as Nicole stated. As long as the women want to play, I will be continuously giving them my time, and I'd like to thank my women's organization. Also, as coming out of Detroit and coming out of Michigan, I must thank Don Sr. and Tony Leonidas for all the help they have given me over the years. Thank you.
And now to present Darryl with his Hall of Fame ring and certificate, It is once again my pleasure to introduce Kevin Nagley.
Darryl, I just want to say one thing. You guys have always been an underdog, but at the end of the day, you were the dog. And your team represented our organization better than most teams have ever represented our organization in the history of our organization. So thank you very much, and congratulations. This is well deserved.